So you've heard all the buzz about ChatGPT, right? But hey, you're busy. You just want to know what it is and how you can actually use it without all the fluff. Well, you're in the right place. We're going to break it all down and show you exactly how to make this thing work for you. Let's get right into it.
Okay, first things first. I want you to forget all the complicated tech talk, all the code and algorithms, just for a second. Instead, just imagine this. What if you had your very own personal genius, someone on call 24/7, ready to help with, well, pretty much anything? That's the best way to think about ChatGPT. It's not some abstract piece of tech. It's a super practical, really powerful assistant.
And yeah, I really do mean anything. We're talking about real-life stuff that can save you a ton of time and stress. You know that angry email you just typed out? It can rewrite it to sound professional and, not get you fired. That super dense lease agreement, it can simplify it before you sign anything. It can even whip up a custom resume for that dream job or plan your entire vacation, right down to what you need to pack. This isn't some far-off sci-fi stuff. This is happening right now. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is kind of shift our thinking about what this technology is. Seriously, forget the idea of a simple little chatbot. This is way beyond that. We're talking about your new super assistant.
So what's the magic behind it all? It's something called generative AI. And the most important word there is generate. See, a search engine like Google finds stuff that's already out there. Generative AI actually creates brand new content. It's learned from just a staggering amount of data. We're talking books, articles, basically the whole internet. And it's figured out the patterns, so it can remix all that information into something totally new, just for you.
All right, to really get the most out of this tool, you gotta understand how it thinks. And yeah, I'm definitely using air quotes there. Because it's not magic, not really. It's just incredibly good pattern matching. And once you get that, you'll be able to get way better results.
Let's put it head-to-head with something we use every day, Google. When you search for something, you get a big list of links, right? Sources you have to click through. But with ChatGPT, you ask a question and it gives you a single, complete answer, like a story. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. It doesn't tell you where it got its info by default. And even crazier, it can hallucinate, which is just a fancy way of saying it can make stuff up. And it'll sound completely confident when it does. So the number one rule? Don't trust it blindly. A little skepticism goes a long way. This next part might kind of blow your mind, but it gets to the very heart of how this works. Here's a quote from one of our sources. Poor ChatGPT doesn't understand a word you say or that it says back to you. Think about that. It has zero real understanding, no consciousness. It's just an amazing mimic. It's seen billions of sentences and has gotten insanely good at predicting which word is most likely to come next. It's not thinking, it's just calculating probabilities. The techie term for its brain is a large language model, or LLM for short. And all it is really is an AI that's been trained on an unbelievable amount of text. Its one and only job is to predict the next word. So when you type in a question or a prompt, you're just giving it the start of a sentence, the beginning of a pattern. And it's just finishing that pattern in the most likely way it knows how. And that is why what you type in, your prompt, is absolutely everything. So, if your import is the key, that brings us to the most important part of this whole thing, learning how to write a good prompt. This is where you unlock its real power. These are the magic words.
And here's a really cool way to look at it. Think of prompting as a brand new kind of programming language. A good prompt is just like a line of code. It needs to be super clear and specific to get the right result. The best part? The language is just plain English. So congratulations, you're about to become an AI programmer.
And the best way to program it is to just have a conversation. It's called iterative prompting, and it just means you don't have to get everything perfect in your first question. You can start with something big and broad, then in your next message, get a little more specific, then go even deeper. Just like talking to a real person, you can guide it, ask for more details, and really zero in on what you want to know. So, what are the rules for writing a great prompt? Well, here are the big four. First, be clear and specific. Vague questions get vague answers. Second, give it some context. Tell it what it needs to know to help you. Third, and this is a great trick, give it a job. Tell it act as a science tutor, or you are a fitness coach. And finally, give it some rules. Tell it you want the answer in under 100 words, or for it to be written for a beginner. But things are moving so fast. It's not just about words anymore. The latest versions of this tech are evolving. They're getting new senses. We're now moving into the world of images. The official term for this is multimodal AI. Sounds complicated, but it just means the system can process more than one type of data at once. So it can handle text and images in the same conversation. And trust me,
This opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
So what does this actually mean for you? It means you can now upload a picture and ask questions about it. Think about it. You could upload a complicated graph and ask it to explain what's going on. For instance, in one test, someone asked the AI to be an art critic and analyze an image that was also made by an AI. And the results are pretty amazing. It analyzed the picture and spotted all these tiny errors that a person might totally miss. It pointed out that an open book in the image had no words on the pages. It noticed the lighting and shadows didn't make sense. It even saw a blurry logo on a can. This is way more than just generating text. This is some serious visual understanding.
Okay, so you know what it can do, which is awesome. But now we need to talk about the really important stuff, how to use it wisely. This is an incredibly powerful tool, and with great power comes, well, there are definitely some rules of the road. Just like any tool, there are pros and cons. You have to know its strengths, but you also have to be aware of its weaknesses. On the one hand, it's super fast and can do a million different things. On the other, it can be flat out wrong. And worse, it can be convincingly wrong. And a huge thing to remember is privacy. Your conversations aren't private, so act like it.
So to wrap that up, there are 3 major risks to keep in your head at all times. Number 1, misinformation. It can make stuff up. Always, and I mean always, fact-check anything that's important. Number 2, privacy. Do not put your personal secrets or any confidential work stuff in there. And number 3, copyright. Since it learned from existing content, it could accidentally create something that's a little too close to someone else's work. The bottom line? Be smart and be careful.
So there you have it. ChatGPT isn't some magic box that just knows everything. It's a tool. A really, really powerful tool, sure, and one that has its flaws. But it's a tool that does what you tell it to do. The better you get at giving it instructions, the more amazing things you're going to be able to do with it. The power is literally in your hands. So the real question is, what are you going to create?